Okay, this is the hand of the late Colonel Gaddafi, Colonel Gaddafi rather, the former leader of Libya. And for me, it's one of the most interesting hands that I've seen in my lifetime of palmistry research. So we have a look at the fingers. They appear slightly shorter than the palm length, and this denotes a person who's ruled more by instinct and intuition rather than just logic alone. So you can see this here, basically the length of the finger is slightly shorter than the length of the palm itself, which denotes this. So when the fingers are generally shorter than the length of the palm, that's what that means. Also, you see that the thumb, it's not a great photo here as the hand is not outstretched, but you can see here that the thumb is very well formed, with the first phalange, the wheel phalange, slightly longer than the second phalange, which is to do with logic. So it denotes more willpower than logic when this is the case. The lifeline itself is long and deep and well formed, though there is a rupture at the end here, which we're going to talk about a bit later. Actually, let me use another color here so you can see this. Let me use yellow. So you can see that there's a rupture here, but we'll talk about that later. But overall, the lifeline itself starts up on Jupiter, and then it goes all the way around here. Actually, it doesn't. It has a break round about here, so it's round about here. Okay. So that's the lifeline. You'll see also that the mount of Venus, which is everything inside the lifeline, that's all of this area is very well formed. There's lots of mounts, lots of puffy areas. So that's someone with lots of energy. When you see a well-pronounced mount of Venus, so he has that also. There's also presence here. Let me go back to red here. There's also an inner lifeline here, which is also giving lots of extra energy, a kind of restless, aggressive energy, and this is also known as the line of Mars. So you would expect this, or expect to see this on someone like this man, this Colonel Gaddafi, as he was a military man. So a line of Mars or a secondary or inner lifeline is perfectly in keeping with somebody like that. There's also lots of influence lines on Venus. If you see, there's lots of lines going out. There's another one here. There's another one here. There's some more up here in the younger part of his life. So these kinds of influence lines denote someone who's always very busy and who's always in the thick of things. So someone with lots of things going on in their life. You can see with him really starting around about here, which is sort of early 20s, and then going towards mid-20s, and then later until you're getting sort of much later here, the late 20s, early 30s. So someone with lots of things going on, lots of relationships going on with these influence lines. Something that's important here is this line here. You can see it starts and it goes up to the mount of Saturn, which is here, So this line here is what's called a success line, and this is round about, I'd say somewhere around about probably late 20s, early 30s. Given he's a military man, I would suggest that this is probably some kind of promotion, because it's a very prominent success line at this part of his life, this stage of his life. So that's also interesting. The fate line too is also really interesting. It rises, you can see at the bottom of the palm, and goes up, and it forks. If you see, one fork goes to Saturn and the other goes to Jupiter Mount. So this is quite interesting, and it's also very long, it's very deep, it's very, very thick line, so donates a lot of success here. So when it forks to the Mount of Saturn, which is here, that denotes someone who has a sense of responsibility. Possibly, maybe he felt he had a sense of responsibility towards his country, Libya. It could be that's the reason, and also the fact that it goes to Jupiter. So he had a keen sense of leadership, also, which says a lot about this person, and also the fact that this line is very straight. It's not wavering like this, but it's a very straight line. So again, it suggests someone who found their niche in life and followed it unwaveringly to the end. So that's quite interesting as well. Also very interesting here, we said he has an excellent line of success here. We said he had an excellent fate line here, branching. He also has a line, Apollo line, which comes down here. One branches to here, and the other branches down to the Mount of Luna. So one branch goes to the lifeline, which is here, and the other to the Mount of Luna, which is here. So this gives you lots of information also. So when it goes to the Mount of Luna, it tells you that this man got a lot of success from his creativity. He was able to lead probably through inspiration, and that he was quite a creative leader. And it's very, very strong when it goes down to here. When it goes to the lifeline too, you can see that he drew a lot of success from his life, and he probably got a lot of accolades and a lot of success around about this period of time here, which is probably, I would say, maybe early 50s, when he really had a lot of success, maybe as a leader or in some other capacity in his life. So an absolutely excellent Apollo line, and donating a highly successful person. In terms of the other mounts, you can see you have the Mount of Mercury, and you can see Apollo, Saturn, Jupiter. They're all excellent, they're all very well formed, as is the Mount of Venus. Also Upper Mars, very well formed, Lower Mars. All of the mounts, they're excellent, including the Mount of Luna. So it gives lots and lots of resources for the person when they have really highly developed mounts, when they're not flat or hollow. So he had this lots and lots. Probably the most pronounced of these is the Apollo mount, the Mercury mount, and this is to do with communication. Mercury was, after all, the messenger of the gods, so he has a highly pronounced Mercury mount, and I would suspect that he used this a lot in his leadership, and was probably a great speaker, a great orator to the people of his country, Libya. So that tells you a lot. But also the Jupiter mount is also very well developed. You can see he has lots of lines going up from the lifeline, which donate ambition. He also has the Ring of Solomon here, which all great leaders have, and it offers wisdom and great leadership ability to anybody who possesses a full, deep line of Solomon, which he has, and he was a leader of Libya, I believe, for a very long time, which doesn't really surprise me. So all in all, an excellent hand, a real leader's hand, just really incredible, just so much going on in his hand, that when I first saw it I was just astounded that this, somebody had clearly an amazing life. Anyway, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do like, share and subscribe, and if you have any questions or opinions that you want to share, do please put them in the comment section below. Thank you very much.